Rockshox recommends doing a lower leg service every 50 riding hours on their forks to restore small bump sensitivity, reduce friction, and extend bushing lifespan. It's probably a little past due for myself, so it's definitely time to do the 50-hour lower leg service on my 2017 Rockshox Yari RC fork. First thing was to gather all the materials I would need, which was kind of a lot. A bucket to catch the used oil, some rags and isopropyl alcohol to clean the fork and parts, some Allen wrenches, SRAM butter to lubricate the seals, a new set of seals and foam rings in case they need to be replaced, a dowel to clean the inside of the lowers, a hammer or mallet, and new 0W30 oil, and not pictured, a syringe to add in the oil. After everything is gathered, the first step in the process is to remove the wheel and brake caliper and place them out of the way. This includes the attachment for the brake cable on the upper part of the lowers. Now I can check the pressure in the air spring. Once noted, I can release the air pressure for safe removal of the lowers. With all of the air released and wheel and brake caliper out of the way, I can resituate the fork for better access to the bottom bolts and place the bucket underneath to catch the old oil. Before I can start unscrewing the bolts, I need to also note my rebound setting by turning it all the way to the slowest position and then remove the cap, which pulls right off. Now I can unscrew the two bolts on the bottom 3 to 4 turns and carefully tap the wrench with a hammer or mallet to loosen the seals. It did take a little bit of force to dislodge the damper and spring, but I made sure not to damage anything with the hammer. I can now remove the lowers. I inspected the seals and foam rings to check if they needed to be replaced. The seals looked perfectly fine with no damage or visible wear, but with the oil being so dirty, the foam rings didn't seem worth trying to clean, so they'll be replaced. While the new foam rings soak in suspension oil, I can clean the inside and outside of the lowers. This is where the wooden dowel comes into play. I made this tool by simply drilling a hole at one end of a dowel so that I can insert paper towel to clean down the inside of the fork. Once all cleaned up, I can reinsert the fresh foam rings, clean the stanchions, and apply some SRAM butter on the duster wipers. I can now reinstall the lowers. It was a little difficult to get both sides to engage at the same time while also being careful to make sure the seals didn't fold onto themselves, but I got the lowers back on the stanchions, leaving a little opening for the new oil to be inserted. The next part was a little bit tricky as well, trying to get the bike in a good position to insert the oil. I ended up removing the rear wheel to reduce the weight of the bike so it would be easier to rotate upside down. Each side takes 10 milliliters of 0W30 suspension oil. Now that the oil is in, I can push the lower on all the way till the two ends are touching and reinstall the two bolts, which get torqued to 7.3 Newton meters or 65 pound-inches, and reinstall the rebound knob. After everything is reinstalled, I can resituate the bike right side up and give the fork one last wipe down. All that's left is to reattach the brake caliper, brake hose attachment, reinstall the wheel, and realign the brake caliper on the rotor. And voila, the lower legs are serviced. Time to put some air back in it and take it outside to see how it feels. Although it may seem intimidating, it's a fairly easy service to do, but I do recommend getting all the necessary tools and equipment. Now my fork's small bump sensitivity should be restored, and the Yari should last another 50 riding hours till the next service. If you liked the video, make sure to subscribe for future content, and if you found it helpful, give it a thumbs up and leave any questions or comments below. Thanks for watching.